Once upon a time, in the heart of the great Emerald Rainforest, where trees touched the sky and flowers bloomed in every color, lived a tiny, vibrant hummingbird named Pip. Pip loved to flit from blossom to blossom, sipping nectar and sharing the latest forest news. But lately, Pip couldn't enjoy his days. The usually calm waterskin lake, where he drank and bathed, was entirely blocked by the biggest, stillest creature in the forest, Chompers, the ancient crocodile. Chompers wasn't asleep. He simply loved to sunbathe for days on end, completely motionless, right in the narrowest part of the lake. His massive, scaly body created a dam, preventing the fresh water from flowing and making it impossible for smaller creatures like Pip to reach their favorite drinking spots. "Oh, if only someone big could nudge him," chirped Pip to his friends. "You need to speak to King Leo," suggested a wise old chameleon. "He is the mightiest roar in the jungle. He could surely move Chompers." Though King Leo was known for his booming voice and regal mane, he was also known for his immense pride. Pip was very nervous, but his thirst pushed him forward. He bravely flew towards King Leo's grand clearing, where the lion lay stretched out, admiring his reflection in a puddle. "Excuse me, King Leo, your majesty," Pip squeaked, barely audible. "I humbly ask for your help. Chompers, the crocodile, is blocking the lake, and we cannot drink." King Leo barely opened one eye. "You, a speck of dust with wings, dare to interrupt my royal contemplation?" He rumbled, a dismissive flick of his tail stirring up a cloud of dust. "Why should I, the great King Leo, concern myself with a tiny bird's tiny thirst? Go bother someone your own size." With a theatrical yawn, King Leo turned his back, making it clear the conversation was over. Pip, feeling smaller than ever, flew away, his little heart heavy with disappointment. Later that afternoon, a strange sight unfolded near the Whispering Waterfalls. King Leo, the magnificent lion, was pacing furiously, twitching his ears and pawing at his glorious mane. He tried to scratch himself with his mighty claws, but nothing seemed to reach the spot. He was clearly very agitated. "Oh dear, muttered a nearby monkey. "Looks like King Leo has a bad case of the jungle fleas." Indeed, a swarm of tiny, almost invisible fleas had found their way into King Leo's thick mane, causing him unbearable itchiness. He tried rolling, rubbing against trees, even splashing in a shallow stream, but his large paws and body couldn't get rid of the tiny pests nestled deep within his fur. He roared in frustration, but it only made him feel more foolish. Suddenly, Pip the hummingbird, still sad from his earlier rejection, spotted the distressed King Leo. Despite the lion's harsh words, Pip's kind heart felt a pang of sympathy. "Mr. Leo, what troubles you?" he asked, hovering cautiously. "Go away, Pip," snarled King Leo, trying to maintain his dignity while twitching uncontrollably. "This is no sight for a king, and certainly not for a useless, tiny bird." But Pip, with his keen eyesight, had already spotted the tiny, jumping specks. "Fleas," he chirped. "I can help you, Mr. Leo." "You, help me?" King Leo scoffed, but his itching was so intense, he was desperate. Without another word, Pip bravely landed on King Leo's head. With his needle-sharp beak and swift movements, he began to meticulously pluck out the tiny fleas, one by one, from the deepest parts of the lion's fur where no paw could reach. Pip worked tirelessly, his tiny wings a blur, carefully removing every single irritant. Slowly, the itching subsided. King Leo let out a sigh of relief, then looked at the tiny hummingbird with a mixture of awe and shame. "Pip," he rumbled, his voice much softer, "I was so rude to you earlier, and yet you helped me when no one else could. My strength was useless against such tiny FOs. Thank you, little friend." The next morning, King Leo, now free and full of newfound humility, found Pip. "Come, my friend," he said gently. "Let us go to the waterskin lake." Together, they arrived at the lake, where Chompers, the ancient crocodile, still lay like a stone bridge, completely oblivious to the world, King Leo took a deep breath, puffed out his chest, and let out the most magnificent, ground-shaking roar the Emerald Rainforest be aware. The sound reverberated through the trees, making leaves tremble and ripples spread across the lake. Chompers, startled from his deep, still slumber, blinked his ancient eyes, let out a confused huh, and slowly, groggily, slid his massive body away from the narrow passage, creating a joyful splash. The fresh water immediately began to flow, gurgling happily, and soon all the small animals rushed to drink. Kip soared through the air, his tiny heart filled with joy, as King Leo watched with a proud, yet humble, smile. The moral of the story is kindness, even from the smallest heart, can move the biggest obstacles. If you like this story, click subscribe for more magical folktales from around the world.